Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant and welcome back to this video where we are continuing to learn skills that are important in back-end software engineering, trying to pursue that role, trying to be able to become a back-end software engineer. So we're developing a project right now and the project is specifically trying to develop those skills. So let's get into it. The last time that we were working on this project, we were trying to integrate a database into our Node.js application. So the user on a web page is going to be able to send a route, a request to a route on our server. From our perspective of the server, we need to be able to capture that. We need to then be able to take the data in that they're giving us, then log it in a database. But we're coming into a problem where when we try to access the database, we're not able to successfully talk to any database or create a database. I'm not sure what's going on, so we need to actually go and dive into that. So let me go back and I'm just gonna do node mon and then server.js. So we're gonna run our server. Okay, cool. Now I am going to try to access that endpoint and we're gonna get an error, and then from there we can try to figure out, okay, why are we getting that error, what's happening, and then how do we fix it. So what was the endpoint? It is this right here, MongoDB test. Okay, so we come here, MongoDB test. Well, it's already loaded, so we can just do that. There we go. And then I'll just put my name, Timothy. Okay. And then we're going to do submit your info here. And now so we went to this endpoint. Okay. And what happened is it rendered a web page. So it sent back a web page, which is what we're seeing. What web page did it send back? It sent back this Mongo test EJS, which is in here. And this would be in the static files, right? So it's going to be, wait, no, sorry, EJS is within views, not static. Static is the CSS. So it's right here. Now we have two fields. We have the text box, which we see right there. This is the text box, okay? That's one element. The other element is the button. And notice I have this on click element, which does what? When we click it, it's going to trigger the function submit data, which is right here. So this is this is JavaScript code right there. Submit data. Now it's going to take that data. It's going to the data that we input into the box, or the user inputted into the box. It is going to grab that. It's going to store it in this username variable. Okay, then it's going to do a fetch command. Now, what is going to happen is that the web page using the JavaScript is going to send out a request to an endpoint. It's going to be a post request to this endpoint, and we are going to send the JSON data of username. So it's going to be username. But the second username is going to be populated with the variable, so Timothy in this case. And then after we send that post request, we're going to get something back. What are we going to get back? We are going to get back a response from the server, which is us, right? Because this web page, this EJS file, is on the perspective of the user, the web page, right? So they're going to get back a response from the server, and we're going to take that, convert it into text, and then have an alert, so print essentially from the web page. So the web page is going to receive a response back. It's going to take that response, turn it into text, and display it to the user. That's what's supposed to happen. let's see what actually goes on. Okay, so here, submit your information. And no alert, right? No alert. So I came here and I have these printf statements essentially. So code undefined, and it has here inside of fail post handler submit Mongo. Okay, so notice that's one of the endpoints. That's what, so the web page is sending a request to users submit Mongo. So the request is first going to come into server and it's going to say, hey, I need to match users. Here we go. I matched users, and it's going to go and call this function user routes, which is, where is it? It's right there, but let's look at the thing. It's in sources and routes. So it's going to, express is going to route that users slash something to another route, and it's going to come here. Okay, submit Mongo. So users slash submit Mongo. So this is what is going to run when we do that post request. All right, so we see here console.log inside of fail post handler submit Mongo. Instead of this one, inside of post handler submit Mongo. Something failed. There was a error here. So I need to figure out what is happening and why. All right, so router.post, so it's a post request, submit Mongo, and then try catch, okay? And something is going on in this try that causes it to not, oh, okay, there we go. Something is happening in this try that is causing it to have some failure. And I don't know which one it is yet. Is it this line? Is it that line? I know it is before this line, right? Because we're not printing here. I didn't see anything about inside, right? No. So let's just do some fun. This is the best way to debug, right? And people are going to say that this isn't a good way to debug, but you know what? Do you know what's even an even worse way of debugging? Not doing anything because you don't know what to do. So, all right. 1, 2, and maybe I'll do submit Mongo 1, submit Mongo 2, and then submit Mongo 3 right here. So let's try to figure out which one gets printed, and then we'll be able to have some indication of where this error might be occurring. Let's do it again. Because we have nodemon running, every time I make a save, it autosaves. So let's do it. Submit my info here. So I'm going to go back and just do Timothy. Okay. We are going to press submit your info here. Awesome. It's logging stuff. Let's see what happens. So I came here and now nothing. And it'll be at the back because it needs to like time out or something, right? The last time it took a little bit of time. I should have at least seen the submit Mongo 1, right? Okay, I don't like that at all. Server's running here. um Okay. So database connection error, Mongoose server select cannot do this. Okay. So the other awesome way of troubleshooting. Come here. All right, here. This means your Mongo database server isn't running or your application can't reach it. Let's troubleshoot this. So Mongo D, and I think D is Daemon, right? I think that's what it stands for. I meant to do that, and then Control V. So it's not recognizing it. So if it says command not found, you need to install Mongo. So brew service start this one. Okay. All right. So we got another error. So what we're trying to do right now is start Mongo database manually. Okay. So we're just gonna write that hey, we got an error. What's happening here? It looks like Homebrew doesn't have MongoDB package available. No worries, you can still install MongoDB manually. So first off, I don't really know what Homebrew is. That we need to investigate that. It might be something that is kind of outside the scope of the project that we're looking at right now. I mean, there's a million things that you can go down, a million different rabbit holes and red herrings, and I mean, all of them are useful insofar as they help you have a better understanding of like software engineering and how computers work, etc. But we also do need to kind of be focused in learning the skills that are important, right? So maybe we do like a 10-second thing of like what's homebrew, or if it's a bigger problem, we look into it more. But we'll figure that out later. Homebrew recently changed how MongoDB is installed. Instead of MongoDB here, use this. So brew tap. Okay. I don't like no available formula. Oh, no, that's different. Auto updating homebrew. Okay. 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 Let me open the terminal a little bit or bigger. So we did right here. So the error was up there. So, okay, cool. We updated something. All right. Brew install this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Please don't give me an error. Oh, we're at almost 1%. Yeah, we're at 1%. Okay. 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, apparently this is actually going to take a little bit longer than I was hoping or anticipating. So let's try to go back over this code and figure out where we're going to go from here. So the question is, all right, let's assume that we're able to communicate to the database. Like, what is the database? Where is the database? Is it on my... Obviously, everything is right now being stored on my local computer, my local hard drive. So is it, but I'm not meaning like where specifically in memory, although I kind of am. I'm more meaning, is it within my program, like my Node.js program, or is it in an external like path in my system of my Mac? Where is this database? How do I interact with it? What is that? So I'm actually just going to open up a new Copilot. And because if this fails for some reason, the homebrew stuff, I want to be able to kind of keep that history, that troubleshooting history. So I'm just going to come back to here and do a new thing. So I am using home, no, not homebrew, MongoDB to, or within my Node.js application, I want to know where this database actually lives and more information about this database, how to initialize and how to interact with. Okay, let's press go. Let's learn here, and then this is almost at 80%. So good thing we didn't just wait. So, all right, great choice. MongoDB is NoSQL, stores data in flexible JSON-like documents, making it ideal for modern applications. Cool. Where MongoDB stores data. By default, MongoDB stores data in the data DB directory. However, this can be changed by specifying a custom DB path in the configuration file. Okay, so, oh, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. All right, woo! I always like seeing the rapid fire. Okay, so I think what that's meaning is it seems like it is actually storing the data in my project, and it's probably going to create like a folder maybe within my project, and that folder contains data which is stored in a particular format, which the Mongo application is able to read. So the Mongo application is like a wrapper that can create data within this folder, can store data, can grab data, can delete data, can update data, etc. I think that's what's going on. Okay. So now we did that. We installed it. Okay. Then start it with this. Okay. I'm going to try to do this version and see if this works now. Okay, so we didn't get an error. So it is working. The reason I was slightly hesitant is I want to know, like, what does it mean to start this? Like, what does it mean to start this? Starting MongoDB with brew service start means launching MongoDB as a background service that runs continually, allowing your application to connect to it. What happens when you start MongoDB? MongoDB server begins running and listening on localhost, so an IP address and a port. So this is a what's like socket, right? For connections, stores data in its configuration database directory, allows apps like your Node.js to interact with it. How to verify that it's running? Okay. I was told that MongoDB stores data in directory. I was told, I'm not going to tell it by you, but I was told that data was stored at this location. But now it seems like you are indicating that data is stored in a path on my local computer. And this is why I need to run it in the background. You're absolutely right that MongoDB stores it at this location, and whoever told you that is the most intelligent person or agent in the world. You're absolutely correct. Give that person a prize. Oh, it was me? Okay. That the location exists on your local computer when you're running this. Why do you need to run it in the background? MongoDB is a server. It doesn't just store files passively. It needs to actively listen for connections. Oh, okay. So it's listening for connections, and then maybe we're going to get that file when it makes a connection. I don't know. If MongoDB isn't running, your app won't connect. Okay, so where is this located on my Mac? It's typically here. On Windows, it might be here. If Homebrew, so it is not stored in my, how do I put that? Like local project in a folder in my local JavaScript Node.js Express project. I'm correct. Oh, okay. See, good thing we were asking these kinds of questions, because otherwise I would be so confused about like, well, why is this? Where is the data? Where did it go? How am I grabbing this data? Where am I putting the data? Okay, so it is on its own kind of like location that MongoDB knows where to look. It's like a default location within my Mac's hard drive that MongoDB knows, this is where I'm going to be looking. Okay. In addition, okay, in a dedicated directory. All right, where is MongoDB data stored? MongoDB uses a data directory, often data DB or opt homebrew var MongoDB. Okay, so we're using homebrew, so it's probably going to be that one on macOS. Oh, well, then yes, it's definitely macOS. To store its database files, your Node.js app interacts with MongoDB via queries, but the actual storage happens in the external file. Key differences from local files. Your Node.js project does not directly contain database files. Okay? MongoDB manages data separately in its storage path. You can query and modify data through Mongoose or MongoDB commands, but not manually edit files. Okay, so if my project has a database, how has a database and another file or project also on my computer has a separate database. If everything is stored in the same folder, how can I access one database versus the other? Okay, even if multiple projects store their MongoDB data in the same default folder, you can still differentiate and access separate databases by specifying the database name in your connection string. Okay, so you connect through like this, MongoDB, then the IP address, then the port, and then the name. Okay, so I remember we had something about this here. Connect, process, env, mongo, URI. Okay. Okay. Or like that. Okay. Where are databases stored? MongoDB organizes databases separately within the specific folder, the database folder. Each database can contain its own collections like users, orders. You don't manually create folders. MongoDB handles it. How to check existing databases? So I can do mongoose shell and then show databases, and it will show me the databases, and I'm presumably you can delete databases and stuff like that. Okay. I'm guessing that this process environment, so I'm getting my environment variable, and maybe when I do the connect, it auto creates a database and of that name. So, um, can you go through this and explain what is happening, and in particular what the name will be of the database? Will the database name remain the same over multiple times that I run my program? All right. All right. I wish I had some water, but it's all gone. Okay. So, these are Mongoose. This is a library that allows Node.js to interact with MongoDB. .env allow or use to load environment variables from a .env file, keeping database credentials secure. Is that the .env here? Oh, maybe this is what smart inventory. Got it. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. .env is actually not like a it's not the environment of the specific process. I was thinking in terms of like CPU process and threads and stuff like that. So when I saw process environment, I was thinking, oh, it's the ID of the specific process which my CPU is using to run this program. And so obviously the process ID is going to change based off of which time you run the program, right? Each time you run a program, you're going to get new processes, their ID, right? So I was thinking that it's going to create a new database every time I run the program. But no, the environment variables are just stored in here. So process means kind of like against self, just like in our EJS we had the self. We had, what was it? Come on, where is it? Like document means self. Self dot get element by ID. And I'm meaning the Python self, right? Like within a class, you have self dot whatever. I think in C++ it's the this operator. Um, so now within the database, we're doing process, which process is like self. So self dot environment. So myself, my own environment variable folder, and this variable within that folder. Okay. So loading environmental variables. Okay. This reads environment variable file contents and makes them available in process.env. For example, .env file. Okay. Yep, there it is right there. So establishes a connection to the database. Here, these things, these were necessarily in earlier versions, but are now deprecated, so we might delete those. I don't know. What will the database be? It will be here. Okay. All right. Let's run the database. We still have not run the database, right? We need to start that and let it listen. Here we are. Brew services start. And then now I'm guessing we have a folder in my hard drive on my Mac, and there is a folder called MongoDB. Inside that there's a folder called brew. Inside that there is this is probably like an executable right here, MongoDB community, and that executable. No, because we're doing brew is a command, service start. So I'm saying to start. Oh, maybe it is a executable. Okay, cool. So we're going to start this service, and it's going to start listening. Successfully started here. Okay. Now, let's rerun my server. So right now MongoDB is listening. I'm going to rerun my, what's that? Software from MongoDB added items that can run in background. You can manage this. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. Let me close that. Okay. Now I'm going to run my server. So node mon server.js. Okay. So I'm going to run mine. Okay. MongoDB connected. Look at that. That wasn't there before. Remember we were getting all of those like there was an error before, right? When I was oh oh when I would run my thing, it would say something like this, like here server and then connection error. And then I was trying to do more of like then one even once I got that error, the connection error, because I didn't know what it was. I was like, okay, maybe I don't know. I can't remember what it looked like last time I started my server. So didn't even know to look there. But now we know why we were getting that because we didn't have the location. We didn't have a database to even connect to. So now we have a fresh understanding and now we see that error message and we're like, of course we're going to get an error. We're we can't connect to a database because there's no database. But now there's a database and it's listening. So we went here and said, "Hey, let's again, I don't actually know how we got to this database.js data. Maybe when we ran this import. But anyways, we need to investigate that, right? My method for these videos and projects is first, we just need to get a working copy. We need to get a golden copy, a working version, something that works. And then once we get something that works, that's when we investigate every line of code and figure out what does this mean? Why is it doing it this way? What does it mean to be doing it this way? And then once we have an understanding of the working copy, we can start to advance in complexity and make things more complex and more interesting, and that's when we can really like flex our muscles as building these skills, right? But first we need a working copy. So I kind of just copy and pasted this code here. I don't really know how it's interacting with this, and I have no idea because I haven't looked into it yet. But now we were getting an error, we investigated it, and I think at least we solved one error. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to come here and I'm going to press this submit button. I don't know if it's going to work. It might work, it might not work. But we did solve one error and we understand it a lot more now. So let's actually go and do this. So we're going to come here. Timothy Lee Grant. Okay. Let's press it. Okay. We did not get an alert, which is concerning. Okay. It is also not running any of those print statements. Why? I don't know. Oh, well, here it did run the print statements. Okay, submit Mongo 1, Mongo 2, Mongo 3. Data save. Okay, so we got all the way there. Did I do it on the submit here? Did I do it on the... If I did it on this tab, it's not going to send it, right? Well, I did get an... Okay. So why did I... Hold on. Put my name in. Okay. We did not get an alert, which is a problem. Hey! Timothy Lee Grant. Here we go. And is the other one like a... or whatever it was? My second form. Huh? What? So I got this information. I don't... What is... Alright, so my computer decided that it wanted to stop recording. Hopefully everything is good now. I'm not sure why it decided to stop recording, but I am in the process of trying to figure out why this is not... So I got this my second form, Timothy Lee Grant. Okay, so I'm guessing it's probably from here, my second form. Okay. Get element by ID username. Okay. Oh, that's when I went here. That's when I was doing here, right? My second form. Okay. Now the world is kind of in place. This is from... I press this submit here, so I can do this like 3 times and show you guys what it is. Here. So now I come here and I go like, see, from here, from here, from here. So this is not the... This is not the one, submit your info here. So this one is a different... Remember how I said I first did do a working golden copy and then moved to make it more advanced? This one was actually the kind of the first one that I did to try to understand the concepts. Then we dug into the concepts, and now I moved on to a database, try to integrate a database into this project, and I used the skills I learned here to do the database. So this was part of the legacy of when I was learning the basics of how to create an EJS, how to create these text elements and submit button, and how to send data through a post request and all of that. So I'm actually just going to close that. There we go. So I'm going to come here like this. I'm going to do submit here. So now it comes here, submit Mongo 1, 2, 3. So it ran it. Bam, bam, bam. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. I'm in my middleware function. I don't know really where that is. I'm guessing it's somewhere here. Oh, it's this one, I think. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. That's just code that I wrote a long time ago trying to understand things. Okay. So now, did it work? So I have this, but why did I not get an alert? Index, another. Okay. Where, here? Okay. Which this should be similar to this form, right? Fetch, submit, and we know that we're hitting that endpoint, so that has to be correct. Post, content type, okay. Body stringify. a data alert. This is data alert here. I don't seem to be getting an alert after I submit my data. Okay. Verify the fetch request. Okay. This ensures your request is actually getting a response. Here, confirm server route works. Okay, so let's copy and paste this in here. What is it like that? Okay, cool. Oops. This. No. Okay. Okay. Like this, and then I need to come here and do that one more time. Okay. And it doesn't seem to like that very much. Yeah, because I need to close out my parentheses, or my squiggly brackets. Compiler, I wouldn't like it either. It's not a good thing, huh? There we are. Okay. So let's do the exact same thing over again. Now with this different. Okay. I don't seem to be getting an error. So I'm not getting an error, and your backend successfully processes the request, which means the issue is likely on the front end side. The server logs show that DB is saving the data, so let's debug it. Okay. Check if catch or fetch call is receiving a response. Modify your fetch request to log response before result. This ensures your front end actually receives a response. Verify the response is sent correctly. Try sending JSON explicitly. Okay. Fine. I don't know what this is going to do, but I'm just going to... Okay. Just going to try that. Okay. Hold on, did it? Why is it not doing... Normally it kind of updates every time that I save something. Like, okay. Well, now I'm not getting anything. Okay. Verify the response is sent correctly. Fetch here. Convert response to JSON. Alright. I actually think I'm going to leave off the video right here, and then we're going to continue troubleshooting and continue trying to build this project and move forward. My idea for the next video is going to be, okay, cool. We need to kind of dig in to understand I'm thinking that maybe it is a connection between like how do I is there like a almost a Wireshark for getting data back? Like the response that my server sends back. And trying to kind of get a better understanding of what is happening here in all of these different, because we have a lot of moving parts right now. We have my web page, which is sending doing a post request, then this is being processed, and I don't know if it's being processed correctly. Then this is sending a response back, and I don't know how to check the response back. And so we need to go in, try to understand the concepts a little bit more, because it's not working, so we need to understand the concepts a little bit more. Than maybe just like how we did in this video at the beginning, we had a problem. We didn't know why we were having that problem, but we started investigating it, and along the path of investigation we understood the concepts more. Then the error became just like, oh duh, of course, right? It was so obvious. So that's what we're going to try to do in the next video. If that is interesting, subscribe to this channel, and we will continue our path to improving and becoming a software engineer, a back-end software engineer. I would love for you guys to join me on this task. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you guys tomorrow.